All right, welcome back to the show. Oh, Andrea Kay is a spitfire, isn't she, Noah? A lot of energy out of that woman. Noah, are you there?
Right here.
Did she, silence you?
No, she knocked me out, too.
She's awesome. You can catch her at 8 p.m. on Mondays on 1170 a.m. KCBQ, the Andrea Kay Show. And she dives into politics. I mean, she's just on fire.
She's feisty.
Joining us now is another guy who hosts a show on our 8 p.m. hour. His name is Michael Gaddis. This guy from the Show Me State, just like me. Unfortunately, he's from the wrong side of it, if you will. Michael Gaddis, he hosts a show 8 p.m., 1170 a.m. KCBQ on Wednesdays. If you want to know what's happening in our marketplace, you can hear from some of the best of our market, Michael being one of them when it comes to the real estate game. You tune in Wednesday, 8 p.m. You can also visit his website, which is what, michaelgaddis.com?
That's right.
michaelgaddis.com. Good to have you on the show, man.
Oh, thanks for having me.
So, rough night for you last night.
Oh, it's awful. It's really tough to be a Kansas City fan. You know, St. Louis is easy to be a St. Louis fan. It is easy.
He's turning it on me now. We're talking about you and the Chiefs. We got a lot of Charger fans listening to the show. They don't feel sorry for you. Chargers and Chiefs. Bad start.
It is hard.
I'm a Rams
feel
fan.
for both
Bad
sides.
for all of us.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess the Rams, but at least you can lean on the Cardinals, right?
We got the Royals now.
Oh, the Cardinals are perennial every year. I don't know what you guys got going on over there.
I don't either, to be honest with you. Noah's a Dodgers fan. So
well, I know
we got
the Houston Astros,
Cardinals, and we're all Padres fans. Noah's kind of ruled out because he is he's a Dodgers
And every
guy.
year we face you guys, and we always lose.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you something. I think the Dodgers are the team to pick this year because their rotation is incredible.
I think you're right. Honestly, I had that conversation on my way into the studio today. The Cardinals seem to win. I don't understand how. If you look at their lineup, they don't have the Adrian Gonzalez. They don't have the Kershaws and the Greinke's. The Dodgers are loaded. That's actually my pick this year. Is I think they're going to make it. What happens in World Series?
Didn't expect you to say that.
I think Dodgers, Toronto. If I had to pick right now, I don't want to see that. Of course, I'm a Cardinals fan.
Toronto's hot. They scare me.
Big bats.
A lot. I have nightmares about Toronto.
Yeah, the Royals can win games. Speaking of winning, let's talk about winning in the real estate game. I noticed this morning a big real estate report came out. A lot of people tune this show for real estate advice. And you know why they do that? Because everybody cares about real estate, Gaddis. Either you own a home, you don't know what's going on with it, or you don't know how you get in the game. But everybody knows that information online is wrong. The stuff you see in the media is nonsense, but this is so important in people's lives. That's why we bring guys like you in here. It's why you host your own show at 8 p.m. on KCBQ. This morning, U.S. home prices rise steadily in July, lifted by higher sales. We'll post this up at our blog at craigsewing.com. Ask questions there. Let's see here. I see the Standard & Poor's Case-Shiller price index climbed 5% in July from a year earlier. That's up 4.9% in annual pace in June. So that's good news, right?
No.
No?
No.
Damn it.
Because those are July numbers.
Okay.
The August numbers came out not too long ago, and they were down. So there's a trend downward right now, and,
So you're
and you
nervous?
can feel it. No, it's you can. There's an article in the San Diego Reader this morning about homes over $1 million that are starting to really feel the pinch, and I think that it's all the way around. I've noticed it in pockets, but it's starting to become more and more prevalent. It's definitely a downturn in the housing market right now.
So there's a difference though between those higher end properties and call it the 400,000 to the 900,000. Do you see a difference in those two markets because you have a lot of demand in the lower market, low interest rates, a lot of buyers trying to get the game, low inventory?
Well, the low markets do move faster because
Isn't it crazy to call them low markets being from the Midwest like us?
Yeah, I know. Isn't it crazy?
Hey, $500,000 house low
the
market.
entry-level markets,
right.
They're really pushed up by the FHA, VA, buyers. So there's some support there. But when you start getting up to the higher dollar amounts, you're starting to feel it. Homes are staying on the market longer. You're seeing price decreases again, and it's starting to spread in areas that you wouldn't even expect, like Carmel Valley is experiencing, a downward trend. And they're usually sustained by their location in strong schools, but they're also getting pinched right now.
So I want to get in some really specific advice because it's not often that we can get you on the show. And I want to remind our audience we're talking to Michael Gaddis, top producing realtor. You see him on The American Dream. He has his own show, 8 p.m. KCBQ on Wednesdays. You can check him out there, The Michael Gaddis Show. Give me advice to the person who owns a home right now. So we're September 29th, 2015. We're going into the end of the year, and they just want to know what's going on. I mean, it doesn't mean, hey, go put your home on the market or anything like that, but what would you tell people who own real estate right now what they should do? What should they expect?
Well, I think that what they should expect is a little bit of a downward trend, and I think that they should have realistic expectations about what their house is worth. I mean, that's what's constantly the battle in the real estate world is the emotional value versus the real value. I mean, your home is only worth what someone is willing to pay for it at a given time, despite the fact that you feel that there's, significant value because you personally, dug ditches in your backyard to put in light systems or whatever it might be.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's just a matter of what somebody's willing to pay at any given moment in time.
So a lot of people try and figure out the value of their home by going on to like Zillow and Trulia and Realtor.com. Now, we know that you and I know that those websites are just databases for realtors to get leads. They're not accurate. You're way off base with what you end up getting. You offer people a property valuation. If they go to michaelgaddis.com, what do you do when you're trying to help someone better understand the value of your home? Or for example, let's say someone was trying to sell their home and they said, Michael, I got $1 million house. I'd like to get 1.1. It might be 950. Where do you, Michael, say, okay, you're eager to move. You want to move by the end of this year because you got a job transfer. Here's the price of your home. How do you figure that number out?
Well, the first thing I do, and you're correct, the Zillow and Trulia numbers they're ridiculous at times because of the algorithms that are used. They don't take into consideration lots of different variables, such as, houses that might be comparable next to other areas that are not. It just draws them all into one and doesn't take them out. So what you have to do when you evaluate a house is you have to go on a case-by-case basis. You have to, first of all, go in and try to use the comparable approach. You go in and figure out what the base price per square foot is within a given radius. And I try to make that radius as small as I possibly can, and if I can't pull enough comps, I'll gradually go out larger and larger until I get a pretty good amount of comps to use. And then from there, what I do is I assess what this property has versus what the other properties have, and then I kind of look at the days on market. I look at and analyze how long properties are staying on the market, and I take into consideration what the condition of the property is as well. So in evaluating somebody's value, and trying to give an estimate of somebody's value for either a quick sale or a long sale type situation, it's a very time-involved process. It's not a matter of me just sitting in front of a computer and just saying, oh, there it is. I mean, I literally have to go and dissect data in order to try to give you a good number.
And I've read that Zillow's off by like 7% to 10% on most. I mean, I saw one the other day when I was at Big Bear. I was like, I wonder what homes up here cost. And I went on Zillow, it was like $250,000. I was like, oh, really? Wow, that's affordable. And somebody knew the homeowner that we rented from. It's like, no, it's like a $650,000 house. I'm like, oh, that's nice.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the algorithms they use to pull in that data. It's just they suck everything in and they don't extrapolate. They don't say, well, this is not really a comparable. This is not. And they just pull it all in. It's just it's garbage most of the time.
Well, the reason people do that is they want to click a mouse and get information. That's the world we live in now. But I don't think what people realize is the back end of Zillow, the realtor's buying your lead, and you're going to get bombarded with phone calls. It's kind of like Lending Tree. So you got to be careful. If you want to know what the value of your home is going into the end of the year, so you can make some strategic decisions. Maybe you're going to stay in the home or you're selling in a couple of years. You want to move up. michaelgaddis.com. He's got a contact form there. michaelgaddis.com. Of course, I always encourage you, if you have real estate questions, you can visit me online as well, craigsewing.com. So we're speaking to people that own real estate, what to expect. Let's just do a hypothetical here, Michael Gaddis. So in 1 year from now, September 29, 2016, you and I sit down, I look at some report that hits my email, and I say, Michael Gaddis, it's September 29, 2016. What do you think we're going to reflect on for this past year? What do you think is going to happen? Do you think inventory opens up? Do you think interest rates go up? What do you think the homeowner is going to experience in the next 12 months in San Diego? I know it's crystal ball talk, but I'm putting you on the spot.
I think that a lot of it has to do with the new law, the CFPB regulation that's coming out for lending. Everything is kind of interrelated, and in lending definitely helps influence the real estate market.
Big time.
On October 3rd, the new TRID law comes in, which is a more restrictive, method for disclosures and stuff in lending. And, what it's going to cause is going to cause escrows to go into longer periods of time. And so we don't really know what the effect necessarily that's going to have on the real estate market for the next 6 months, 8 months, as lenders start to adjust to this new thing, because it's going to frustrate buyers. It's going to frustrate sellers. It's going to be a really frustrating next few months as everybody works the kinks out of it.
I got to remind our audience, I should have done this sooner, the difference between Michael Gaddis and the other 20,000 real estate licenses out there. There's a lot of things that make him different, but the one thing that makes him truly unique, he has a legal background, a real estate background, and mortgage finance. I mean, you're the triple threat of the business. So when these changes are happening, Oh, man. Do not ever rely on a realtor for legal advice, ever. You're going to get commission advice, and it's all about closing the deal. I've seen it firsthand so many times. I know a lot of people are right now punching their steering wheel. Honey, remember? A lot of people have experienced that. Michael Gaddis, attorney, mortgage finance, real estate experience. Great guy to connect with, michaelgaddis.com. Are you getting involved at all? Are you following this TRID stuff? Or do you think it's good for consumers or a pain in the butt? What do you think of it?
Well, at first I was a little frustrated by the implementation of it, but I think overall, once it gets the kinks worked out, I think it's going to be good for consumers. I think all in all, it's going to give them a great way to basically shop loans. It's going to be tough on brokers and tough on lenders, and tough on the process. But I think at the end of the day, it's going to be more transparent, and I think that consumers are going to like what happens during the TRID situation.
What's on the horizon for the Michael Gaddis Show? Wednesdays at 8 p.m. if people want to check you out, KCBQ.
Well, we talk about anything and everything related to real estate, and you never know what we're going to talk about, on any given day. Tomorrow, we're going to talk a little bit about reverse mortgages. We're going to talk about, getting buyer's representation, even if you're buying a new home in a new development, which is critical. And we're going to talk a little bit about disclosures.
I've been through that experience. Years ago, when I first moved to San Diego, I went to buy a house without a buyer's agent going into a new construction. Dumb. I almost got screwed bad.
Well, let me tell you, on my legal side, I get calls all the time from people who are pissed off at their developers and are like, what do I do? What do I do? My advice is get representation, because it doesn't cost you anything, and you might not need that representation, but if you do, it's like an insurance policy. And it's not going to cost you anything because the developer's not going to give you a better deal because you're not using a real estate professional.
Might as well have someone on your team.
Might as well have someone on your side. Get your own champion. That's what you need. Get your own champion in real estate transactions.
Fired up. It's baseball playoff time. It's football time. It's a great time to enjoy sports. Good luck to your Royals, your Chiefs. We will see you maybe in the World Series. Cardinals,
I hope
Royals.
so. I know we might see you there. I mean, I'm not so sure about us after seeing Toronto run through people right now.
I know you won't hear me on this radio show for a good week. If the Cardinals and the Royals played, I would be taking a week off.
Well, I might be there with you.
I would move a mountain for. That's one of those things we wait for. We owe you for 85.
That's right.
1985. It's a sickness, Noah. Just know that. All right, Michael Gaddis, he is the man. You see him on The American Dream. Soon we're going to be doing a TV show with him and the mayor of Carlsbad.
That's right.
The man, you can see him or hear him tomorrow on 1170 AM KCBQ at 8 o'clock. If you want to know some of the things that are actually happening in the real estate environment, not the stuff you see on TV or read online, but Michael is in the trenches. You can hear about it tomorrow at 8 p.m., but if you aren't able to attend that, just visit him online, michaelgaddis.com with 2 Ds there, michaelgaddis.com. Gaddis, we're out. Thank you so much. Noah, great show today. If you missed any of it, we upload everything to craigsewing.com, SoundCloud. Follow us on social media. And I guess we'll be back tomorrow, 6 p.m. KCBQ. We're out.
Don't forget, Craig is San Diego's #1 consumer advocate. If you have any real estate or financially related needs, make sure you visit Craig online at craigsewing.com. That's craigsewing.com. Visit Craig today.